competition report. There's not a whole lot to report in competition because pretty much everything for 2020 has been canceled. We haven't, the last ranking events that were held in the United States were in January. There was, I think, a day at Anza Borrego, and there was the Georgia Orienteering Festival, and those were the last things that are in the rankings. In 2021, right now, what we have scheduled is nationals being hosted by OSIN that were rescheduled to March of 2021. Junior Nationals in Cascade that were rescheduled from 2020 to April of 2021. The North Americans and the World Road Gaining Champs, which we just heard about, that are scheduled for August. And the Masters Nationals, which are scheduled for October in Minnesota. Obviously, we still don't know how COVID might impact the 2021 schedule. We certainly hope that all these events will go on, but as we get closer and closer to them, we will see what happens. We're trying, I know in 2020 at least, most event managers were making decisions even sooner than the board felt compelled to. But I know the board will be looking at each event at least about 90 days out or so, 60 to 90 days out, to try to make final decisions, because we definitely want to know whether an event's going to happen early enough for people who might be making travel plans to have a sense of whether that event will or won't actually happen. Mike asked about Georgia Navigator Cup. Is there anybody from Georgia here? The last time I looked at the website, it looked like they might still be talking about it.
Yes, this is Fred Zent. I'm with the Georgia Club, and we are still talking about it. Nothing firm has been decided yet. We're still looking to see how things go with the virus and looking to see how things go with OUSA and whether they would even sanction the event or not.
Okay. I also know that I've been in touch with San Diego, and they are definitely not going to do Anza Borrego in January next year. I know that's usually at most that contains one ranking day, but that entire festival has been canceled for 2021. Looking further out in 2022, we have the World Games in Birmingham, Alabama. Those were originally scheduled in 2021, but because they moved the Olympics to 2021, they moved the World Games to 2022. So hopefully that's still going to happen in that time frame. Don Fish has also pointed out that we do have a currently sanctioned event that's a single-day NRE that Quantico's putting on in Prince William Forest. So I think that's going to be the first NRE since January, which relates to the next point, which is rankings. So the last time we had anything that went into the Footo rankings was in January. The last time we had anything that went into the Trailo rankings was in September of 2019. So we haven't really discussed this heavily yet with the rankings committee, but the board has certainly started talking about the fact that we're going to have to probably play some games with the rankings in order to ensure that we don't just lose a bunch of data and have to start up from scratch. So we'll probably be looking at rolling some older data and keeping some older data into the rankings for a while until things have really started up enough to have enough data in there to be a decent rolling ranking. Teams. So the teams didn't travel this year. There were no world championships. The national senior team is training for WAC next year, which will be in the Czech Republic. This sprint and sprint relay, they were planning to split up the walk into a sprint walk every 2 years and then a forest walk every 2 years. So this year in Denmark was supposed to be the first year that was a world championships that was only a bunch of sprint races. And then next year was going to be the first year it was all forest races. But because they canceled this year, they've added sprint races to next year's event. So it's going to be more the format that we were used to with all of the races in one big event. The junior team did carry on. We still had coaching going on this year. The juniors have trained together a lot. If you've been watching, I know Clinton's been putting out the stuff that they've been writing in their blog. They've done a number of interesting activities. There will be Jaywalk in 2021 in Turkey in July that was rescheduled, and NAOC in August. Barb has asked, will juniors who aged out for 2020 be able to race in 2021? The answer is no. That came down just out of the very last IOF meeting. It was fairly recent set of minutes that I've read that the IOF has officially decided that there will not be an opportunity next year for kids who aged out this year. I think there is at the European Youth Championships, but not at the Worlds. The Trello team they were supposed to go to Hong Kong this year. That got canceled, not only due to COVID, but I think Hong Kong was also concerned about the ongoing political issues there. And so the next Trello Champs is in Poland in 2021. And then there is a ski orienteering champs currently scheduled in Estonia in February, and a mountain bike champ scheduled in June in Finland. So John said that he's not sure right now if the SKIO is planning to send a team to Estonia or not. Barb says, was what canceled or postponed? I'm not sure to the end. Does anybody know the answer to that, to Barb's question? She asked about the university champs. Whether they were postponed or were they just flat out canceled. John, do you know?
I think they were canceled, but I'm not willing to swear to it.
Okay. Ian says he's on the IFL website and it looks canceled. Andrea says they're canceled. Okay.